All right. Can you stop? Let's talk about Mohbad. Mohbad's father, he's still talking as usual. But recently, that's just us that we put that resume together. Mohbad has passed on, so he's not exactly talking to his father. Actually, somebody from TVC was talking to his father, and I'm just gonna play that video, and then we'll talk really quickly about what's going on with this story. Let me see here. No, not this one. Let's see. I might come back to that one actually. It's this one, I think. Aha! Will you believe? Let me play it. I found it. Let me see. Okay, I found it. There you go. Aha. Let's listen to this.
I believe that I met a lawyer, not a doctor, inside that compound, just for them to arrange what they wanted to arrange. I was so sure when I hear say the 26 years was having a will. Me as a father, I'm 50, 60 years of age now. I do not have something like that. I never think of say writing my will. 26 years old boy was writing a will, which is capital no.
Capital no.
Collaborate with the lawyer to maybe to put his hand into many things that is not right. 26 years of age now taking off, have his own way. And Mohbad is the kind of person that he can never think of saying he want to use hand to stampede. So instead of that, he will stand. Because he's dead, they have to call lawyer to do their own mathematics inside. It's God that want to expose them. Do you believe that I met a lawyer, not a doctor?
All right, so what he's saying is that a 26-year-old man cannot have a will. Or is saying that a 26-year-old man typically don't think of a will. Particularly one of his supporting words. One of his supporting words is that since I, as a 56-year-old man, I've not even thought about will. See logic. It's not possible that a 27-year-old man, he was 27 when he passed. We're talking about Mohbad. Mohbad was one of the upcoming artists from Afrobeat. He passed on in September. And there were many drama around his passing. And actually, the 2 years leading up to his passing. So they're trying to find out what happened, who killed him, or what happened to him, what killed him, who or what killed him. So the father is saying he saw a will and he saw some kind of lawyer and they were trying to, I guess, cajole him, or they were trying to, like he smelled foul play, basically. That's what they're talking about, okay? I'm reporting so far. I'm just reporting. Let me play it again so you can get it.
Oh, inside that compound, just for them to arrange what they wanted to arrange. I was so sure when I hear say the 26 years was having a will.
This Baba could have been in a trance when he's saying all this stuff. He could have been in a trance because he's an Allah person. He could have just been, arrange waiting. This man is an illiterate. Chai. You say? God has suffered. Shame on you. That is your big age. You haven't but a will together for your children. This man probably doesn't have much to write will around. So, but generally speaking, will is to protect people's assets and properties and stuff like that, right? So it makes sense to me that he doesn't have a will. Most people like him don't have a will. But to use that to determine that his 26-year-old cannot have a will, that is wild. That's a wild logic.
Me as a father, I'm 50, 60 years of age now. I do not have something like that. I never think of say writing my will. 26 years old boy was writing a will, which is capital no. So they have to collaborate with the lawyer to maybe to put his hand into many things that is not right.
What they said, what the professionals say is that anybody above the age of the majority, which is typically 18 in most countries, anybody above the age of the majority can have a will. All right. Do people tend to gravitate more towards the idea of a will the older they get? Yes. Do they tend to gravitate towards the idea of a will the more assets, properties they have? Yes. Do they tend to gravitate towards the idea of a will the more they feel like their life might be threatened? If they feel like they might not be around for a long time, does the chance of that increases? Yes. Could he have been a prophet who's just looking at things and saying, hey, he's been, because he was for last 2 years before his passing, he kept saying that his life is being threatened? Yes. Now they said the will had a print that it was signed by a thumbprint. I don't know how wills work. I'm not a professional, so I don't know if that's even valid. But I can tell you one thing. There's only one way to find out if a will that you found is valid. Anybody can write a will, can record a video, they can put it under the pillow. There's only one way to find out if it's valid. Your doubts, your belief system is not one of those ways. There are court systems. There are most developed or developing nations have probate process that they can go through to determine if a will is valid. You don't just look at it and say, I understand, because I have empathy to understand for this man because he lost a son, right? You might be sensing foul play, but there's a due process. There's due process to determining. Anybody can hand you anything and say, hey, this is the will your son did. Like, that's a will. That's serious. Okay, all right. Well, we'll take it to the court system. We take it to the court system. We'll see what happens. Okay, but that's the way it works. But let's see what some other people are saying. Because some peoples had some opinions about this. Okay. Somebody said, y'all should listen. Y'all should calm down and listen to this man. Mo is too young to have a will. What is the meaning of too young to have a will? Now, I understand from a sentimental place, you can say stupid stuff like that. I get it. But as a fact of life, in reality, what is the meaning of too young to have a will? What does that mean? I understand you can say something is fishy. That, well, I smell something foul. You can say that. But there's still due process. You know? Having a will is not age biased. You're not having a will is probably because you have nothing to give them after you buy. Okay? Somebody said, thank God he wrote a will. Thank God it was his thumbprint he used to sign. So they won't accuse anyone of forging his signature. No, they're saying that they probably used his thumb after he passed. Well, I have a feeling that won't work either. But I don't know enough about that professionally. I'll shut up on that. But since you haven't buried his body, go and confirm if the thumbprint is a match. If it's a match, then I guess it should be... Yeah, just because it's thumbprint doesn't mean it's valid, by the way. Again, only the court can determine. Just because it's somebody's signature doesn't mean it's valid. Have you ever heard of people signing documents under duress before? So there's more to it. The issue here is that this man keeps coming up with stuff to just drag his family in the mud. That's really the main issue. But let me play some other stuff, okay? Let me play Verydarkman. Let me play Verydarkman. Let's see here. Okay, yeah, let me just play that. Oh no, before I play Darkman, let me come to the chat for a second. That man is clueless. Fatherhood changes some boys into men. Most 26-year-olds wouldn't be thinking of wills though, but he needs to start thinking of one. Right? The issue here is that Mohbad was not like most 26 years olds, you know. So where is his own version of his son's career and success? It is only the will is contesting. Everything this man keeps saying is about the properties, you know, including the asking for the DNA for the child. You know, that is about the properties, right? Let me see here. Trust fund is the way to go. That's another angle. Keepers is speaking from a professional standpoint, I think. Quality education is needed in Nigeria. from elementary school to tertiary education. Now we're talking, because some Nigerians at home are still backward the way they think. Imagine Mohbad's father thinking rubbish. Yeah, his fight is the property thing. They've turned this whole Mohbad thing to fracas. Fracas. Anyway, let me play. Let's see what. Since it's the influencer, somebody even attacked me in the comment. They say, I'm so disappointed. You two, you said you don't really watch him like that, and so how are you able to respond to? If you leave a comment, you delete it. I still see it, just so you know. And the person deleted the comment, so it's not live anywhere. But I was like, no, I started following him. I said I followed him. Okay, are you happy? I followed Verydarkman now. Okay. But anyway, I don't really take much to what Verydarkman has to say. I think it's screws. I think he's an influencer. Let me play this video.
Met a lawyer, not a doctor. Do you believe that I met a lawyer, not a doctor, inside that compound, just for them to arrange what they wanted to arrange? I was so sure when I hear say the 26 years was having a will. Me as a father, I'm 50, 60 years of age now. I do not have something like that. I never think of writing my will. 26 years old boy was writing a will, which is capital no. So they have to collaborate with the lawyer. The lawyer to maybe to put his hand into many things that is not right.
Exactly.
26 years of age now taking off. Have his own way. And
exactly to not what this Baba is saying.
Never think of saying what to start in. So instead of that, it's time. Because he's dead, they have to call lawyer to do their own mathematics inside. So,
all right, you heard Mohbad's father that he met a lawyer in the house, and next thing they told him that Mohbad has already written down his will, and he's asking that how many 26 years old don't write will. That's a very honest question. As today for Nigeria, truly, forget sentiments, forget all we don't talk about this man. You understand? But how many 26 years old don't write their will? We'll make an exception for Mohbad because Mohbad is a celebrity. Another question we say, how many times celebrities they get to go? I feel beats my chest say you go call like 10 musicians now, they never write will down. Where don't pass 20 something. You understand? Now a lot of people they bash the man, but take a minute and think about what this man is saying. He said go there, go meet lawyer, meaning all the things they wrote, it is fresh according to him. And secondly, the points that me I like, he said the picking no sign, say na in thumb they take stamp am. How are they sure say na in hand, na in press that thing? And if you go check in recent time, people know they even use that thumb this thing to print on top paper. Now sign they sign and their signature they need. Because anybody can do thumb, but it's hard to form signature. Signature for
Did he just say anybody can do thumb? Did Verydarkman just say anybody can do thumb?
Sorry.
Did he say anybody can do his thumb after he had passed when his body was laying down there? He said anybody can do thumb. I'm confused. Let me come to the chat for a second. Not to say you don't get shishi for ground. Wait till you want wheel. Generational cross and people what Wahala. Anyway, yeah. Hi Ola. My concern is this. Hey Lizzie, is this man never for once talked about the people who bullied his son till he died? It's always about properties. Exactly. But they're not interested. It's gone. Just the properties. This darkest man's entire presentation annoys me. Everything is irritating. His voice, hair, that vest. What's wrong with his vest? He's wearing a tank top, no? VDM, you can take sides with the father if you have a copy of the will. Jesus. You guys don't like... So who is following VDM? Who are the 1 million people following him? If all of you don't like him like that.
No easy. But of course, people are going to bash the man. You understand? People are going to bash the man. Secondly, again, wait till these people really they drag. Should be the same Mohbad come up for Malian Records with 0 naira. And the same Naira Marley holding catalog, meaning Mohbad was not really making money from music. And the same Mohbad say Naira Marley say me they know they give the boy show again. Say the boy know they go shows. They said all these things. So what are they dragging? Which money? Unless if what they said is true, that he left Malian record with $75,000 that he withdrew from Audio Mark. You understand? And that $75,000, nobody's talking about it. Does that mean happen to the money? This man raise point say in Peking buy lands. You understand? He raise point say in Peking buy lands for in Peking, for in wife, mama and co. Nobody's talking about all these things. When I just they bash the man say this and this and this and that. People want to teach him how to give. He writes music. When I say jealous of the Peking.
Wahala.
But Nigeria sentiment. Well, like I said before, nobody. This case cannot be cracked because sentiment entered the case. The truth can never come out. You understand? A lot of things that would have done in the case, like the DNA test, was never done.
All right, so just because sentiment entered a case does not mean the truth cannot come out. As a matter of fact, every case there is to be, including business, I said earlier when we were covering the Bayo Ogunlesi's story, is driven by sentiments, emotions, fear, greed. Is the job of the professionals to be patient enough to go through and separate the sentiments and still come out with the truth. And if they don't do that, guess what with the truth? The truth is undefeated. It will still come out. It might just take longer. That's all. Right? So just because sentiment don't enter a case, sentiment is what the responsible personnel are supposed to learn. That's what they go to law school to learn. To know how to separate and pick them apart, while still respecting that human beings are sentimental and emotional as nature. It's just what it is. So again, some things are easy to say when they become talking points, when they become easy to just jabber anyhow from your mouth. But in the grand scheme of things, they don't make sense. Sentiment entered because people were pissed off that somebody got bullied and they couldn't get to it before his life was taken away from him. That is always going to be valid. And anybody that's going to handle that case from a professional standpoint, we need to first of all be okay with that being a valid thing, reality. Meaning sentiments are all part of the whole thing, part of the equation. It's part of the problems to solve for. It's part of the problems. It's part of the variables that they will have to acknowledge when they're solving for whatever problem they're trying to solve. But, what can I tell you? Common sense goes viral. So, that guy makes sense. Let's make him go viral.
Around the bush for how many days? They say they don't get money. We say we go bring money. They say this, they say that, they say this, they say that. Like I said, if this thing happened in the US, they would have done DNA tests for the child. You understand? Just to be sure, if there's no secret lover somewhere that was looking for a way to claim the wife.
Is that true? If it happened in the US, would they have done DNA test for the child? Is that true? I'm asking the people in the chat. Is that true? If this happened in the US, this particular case of Mohbad, if it happened in the US, the way it's happened, exactly the way, there are cases where they ask for DNA. Okay? But I'm saying, this particular story, as we know it today, would they have asked for DNA? It is 1 million Russian bots following him. Nigerians are following him more. I just became one of them 2 days ago. And people are still not happy that I followed him. They said I followed him late. Oh, why did you follow him? I can't believe it. And I like what you do. I beg rest. I don't follow him now. You're happy? Since that's the person you want to listen to, I need to monitor what he's saying so that I can check it. I can check it before you turn it to your truth. Honestly speaking, when this video speaks, you will know this guy is an empty vessel. Him just they use social media, they catch cruise. He's making common sense, but you know how common sense goes. So, oh Lord, he's so Jesus Christ, you guys are going hard. If you're a crazy family like my husband's family, you will know the essence of will. My husband's younger is a bro. That woman is greedy as hell, fighting over family land or woman. Yeah, that's real. It's real. That's why there's probate laws. That's why there's probate laws. William is just doing everything to clear Malians. You think it's the Malians? It's the Malian? He's lying. He doesn't know anything about US. Yeah, the DNA test, it's for one reason and one reason only. Okay? The DNA test is good for one thing only. Okay? It's not good enough for anything all by itself. It's good to answer one simple question. It's good to answer the question that somebody biologically created another human being. That's it. Okay? They can use that information to solve other cases, right? But it will have to be relevant to those other cases. You get what I'm saying? Like, okay, we can check paternity, we can check if this DNA is connected to this. Answer that question, right? But the idea that this case itself is the reason, no, it's not. If it's not a question, if there's no question for paternity at all, which there's no indications that Mohbad ever asked that question, except what the father is hearsay. That's hearsay at the end of the day in the court of law, right? There's no indication of it. So no, he said that like it's some kind of, if this they will do it in the US. Baba, we did this US. Some of us are born here, and this is all we've known most of our lives. No, you're wrong, okay? And by the way, I could still be wrong. The professionals, ones that do this kind of things, are the ones that can actually tell us. And those ones self, they cross-examine them too sometimes because they can be wrong too. So it's, again, this is what I tell you, common sense. Common sense. When it comes to common sense. Common sense in the bottle. He's making common sense. That's why it went viral, But let's keep going. He's still talking.
And claim his properties by shining him. You understand? Maybe he was with somebody planning with the wife. Who knows? Nobody's saying she did something, but based on investigation, do you understand? They would have done all these things. May God rest Mohbad's soul.
This nigga is cruise. He's just cruise. He's actually forming an accent right now.
You understand? May God rest Mohbad's soul. And I pray to God that whoever has hand in his death, or whoever is trying so hard to cover what happened, may Ogun kill the person, Papa. You understand? Ogun kill your Papa. It's crazy. Sentiments, Nigerians, y'all will learn. Don't play.
All right. All of it is sentiments. That's the essence of the human experience. Somebody say, imagine saying he's surprised his son has a will. Sir Mohbad was old enough to have a will. He was of age to have one and wasn't ignorant of the reasons. That man had a whole family to take care of. Stop exhibiting your ignorance in public places. If you don't understand something, you ask questions. This is why I created this thumbnail. Like, Pops, can you stop? I love you. Like, can you stop? And he's like, I'm fighting for your sake. Are you telling me to stop? And he's like, you serious right now? Like, let's use Mohbad's one. Wait to be this one like this. Like, can you stop? Anyway, I do think that it's okay to sense foul play, but there's proper routes to go to address those. If you think that there's some kind of foul play, there's proper routes to go, and there's a proper way to do some of these things. And I think this man is not learned enough to know, But Mohbad's management released a statement just a few hours before we started the show, maybe even an hour before we started the show, about 6 hours ago. They released a statement. I'm going to read it to you. The statement says, it's been a couple of months, but the life and death of Imole still remain fresh in our minds. We know that nothing can bring Imole back, but we have cooperated with the authorities to make sure that all parties involved get the clarity and closure that we need to be able to remember Mo and live as he lived in his last few months, and life as he lived in his last few months, drawing strength from his past, but happy, strong, and looking forward to the future. We would like to use this opportunity to share a few updates and highlight certain truths so that misconceptions and miscommunication do not persist. Number one, the police authorities have conducted an investigation and have communicated that the autopsy results from samples sent abroad will take a couple of months before they are shared. 2. No members of Mohbad's management or his lawyer have communicated the existence of a will or any such thumb-printed document as has recently been falsely reported to any member of the family or the public. We would like to state with certainty that if any such document did exist, it would have been duly registered with the probate registry. We therefore plead with everyone to refrain from sharing false and misleading statements like this. 3. All accounts owned and controlled by Imole during his lifetime were immediately put on a post number debit order on the 12th of September 2023. This order remains valid till date. These accounts will be properly handed over to the family upon resolution of the internal dispute. Once again, we thank you all for your continued support of Imole. We urge you in your pursuit of justice and closure to speak and promote only the truth. May the light guide you always.
Do you believe that?
All right. That is a fantastic statement. That statement does not mean that Mohbad's father was not presented with a document to try to cajole him. They might have been ignorant themselves, but it's not valid if it's not written anywhere, if it's not black and white anywhere, right? That's just hearsay at any point. This statement is much more valid than the truth you tell that is not documented anywhere. Do you understand? These are some of the things that grown men need to understand in the era, especially this era we're entering. It's not about your truth, it's about the truth that can be verified. If you don't want to end up doing a bunch of
we go explain because no evidence.
You need evidence. You need evidence. I'm just letting you know. Okay, just letting you know you're going to need evidence. If you sign the child's birth certificate, DNA cannot make the court disinherit the child. That's exactly how it works. Key pearls. That's exactly how it works. You know, they say, blood is thicker than water. Not in real life, okay? In terms of the liquid itself, you're right. But in real life, no, it's not. Stop lying to yourselves. Okay? Stop lying to yourselves. The relationship is thick. Okay? If that man had a relationship with that child and he came to you and said, this is my child, that's the only thing that's valid. In the US, in the Western world, in Nigeria, I'm not sure about inside your family where the mother-in-laws are dragging the sister, so that's a different story. But just letting you know, these things that we're telling us, this is a bunch of lies. Okay?
Abba is a lie. Sabi lie.
It's a lie. Okay. Vidiam is Nyani Okpata. The case, what is it's Okpata Igbo? What does that mean? When you say it's Nyani Okpata, what does that mean? The case will not even be this messy if it's in the US because we will trust the police to investigate without covering up. Exactly. And there will be some kind of, I don't know. They would have told this man to rest because they would have told him his rights long time ago. But you have no rights. Like, I have rights. It's my grandchild. No, but you said there's no grandchild. You actually have no rights. Okay? What the F is that accent coming from? From a car in Abuja somewhere. Sound like one village accent from Benin, Jesu. The guy knows his father. We kids be knowing. Yep. Define family. Yeah. That's something that a lot of Nigerians will start waking up to in the next 20 to 50 years. Where he has to like define family. I was like, I'll give birth. That's family now. But you don't know this child. What do you mean I don't know the child? I have a child. I said the child will find his father one day. Like, no, define family. Define father. And then he goes, shock them. Yep. A lot of people are going to wake up to that rude, shocking, awakening.
He shock you.
Just wait for it. You're going to see more and more stories like this. What African parents don't know is that once the kids get married, they don't have the first-hand access to their kids' assets. Take a look at the Kobe Bryant now. Exactly. Hi, all came in late. Covenanted worship. Hello, how you doing? Stella, what's going on? Does signing the birth certificate also apply in Nigeria? Nigeria literally carbon copy pasted the Constitution of United States, and with some, I don't know, some amendment here and there, I think it does, especially if you're closer to the Western world, meaning you live in Lekki or Magodo or in Akure. Yes, it does. Okay. Basically, they tend to be the same things. Some slight differences, but some things are just core like that, Yano Pata is Edo Delta slang of saying rubbish. I thought so, but I was just wondering, But let me see here. There's so we have we've covered what Verydarkman had to say is his Okpata about everybody say I think Daddy Free said something. Let me see if I can find it really quickly. I think he said something. Hold on one second. Let me make sure. Can you guys hear me yelling, be quiet? Sorry about that. Alright, come here. Come and say hello to people. Since you want it. Why are you yelling like that? Why are you yelling? Say hello. Say hi, people.
Hello.
Say hi.
Hi.
Say nice to see you.
Hi, nice to see you.
Okay, now say I'm gone. Now you can go upstairs. No yelling anymore. No yelling? Promise? Okay, bye-bye. See you. Alright. She was yelling at the top of her lungs. That thing would penetrate the sounds if I didn't do something. Anyway. Let me see here. So we had so we covered, okay. So one more person had something to say. There's some people that have opinions, and they have opinions. So we have to entertain the opinions and talk about it and extract the lessons any chance we get, Dotun is now a regular here on Man of Prestige. He said all Mohbad's dad was implying or trying to say is a young boy of that age didn't write a will. Okay, that's what we're actually trying to say. He's wrong. He cannot make that assumption. Only the court can determine that. Okay, Dotun. We're saying he's wrong. Is it unlikely that he will write a will? Yes. That does not equal to truth. That does not equal to making a grand statement that he did not write a will. Just because it's unlikely does not mean you're right. Right? He's too young to think that. That's false. Okay? When I was 26, I was literally controlling documents that controlled a bunch of other people's wills and properties and stuff like that, and there was so much I was controlling. In fact, too much. Okay? And I'll tell you, I was controlling documents that in their wildest dreams my parents would never think that there's such a thing that existed. Okay? Now, okay, but it's Mohbad, it's Nigeria. Baba, I'm telling you, that boy knew a lot more than his father. Okay? And that could have, one of the things could have been a will. Right? Is it likely? No. That doesn't make you right. Alright? So if he actually said he didn't write a will, it's wrong. He needs to go through the proper protocol to determine if this is a valid will or not. A will could be a video. You actually don't need a signature. So it's a thumbprint. It needs both signature. No, it doesn't. It doesn't necessarily mean, no, not necessarily. Okay? The court will determine if it's a valid will or not. Not your doubt, not your belief system. Okay? Now, the only time you can determine if it's a valid will or not, if you are the only one that found it and you didn't show it to nobody else, and you take that secret to your grave. And God help you that nobody else has access to the copies or the idea or the idea that will existed. Okay. He's too young to think that, and for all the happenings, he believes it was all orchestrated to take his property. From everything he's been saying, it sounds like he wants some properties, right? So maybe I can't disagree too much. From all that's like, you mean from his side, from Baba Mohbad, right? He suspected foul play. Watch to understand, not to comment. I think the general public already suspected the foul play. I think they're changing direction, another direction, which is fine. We can ask all those questions, but I think this is still all cap. Okay. It might be medicine after death or before it. Let us try and understand the video for what it is, and remember to comprehend before you comment. This is note to self. Nigerians, we are too emotional rather than objective. Every human being are emotional. Okay. You all might not like the father likewise, or he might not know how to communicate his feelings properly, but don't misconstrue what he said. No, he said what he said, and he's wrong. Still. Don't read headlines, follow hearsay, or read a few comments and join the bandwagon. Read the understand, not reply. Hero. Most of the things I've seen are people actually taking sides with him and say he has a point. No, actually he has no point. He needs to go through the regular protocol. Okay. He needs to go to a proper protocol. Now, what is the proper protocol? Obviously, it will vary depending on your jurisdiction, what is going on, what your specific stories are. But I'm just going to give you this final 5 or 6 points. And, excuse me, this code, not seriously, no. Anyway, like I said, I'm not a legal expert. I already told you that, okay? Baba Mohbad, he needs to take these following steps. Okay. In addition to some patience, stop talking so much. Be patient with yourself. Actually, talk to someone so you can learn how to mourn your son properly. Because I can't imagine what that man is going through inside, losing his son. Right? But in addition to those few things, he needs to consult a lawyer if he has real concerns. Number one, he needs to consult a lawyer if he has real concerns about proper disposition of his son's properties. He needs to talk to a lawyer first, not to Dotun, not to Verydarkman, not to Ola at Man of Prestige, not to the Prestige family. He needs to talk to a lawyer. All right. Probably the lawyer is going to go through the next few steps, this next 5 steps. Second step, to verify the will's authenticity. Verifying the will's authenticity doesn't mean they will now say it's valid. No, it actually means they will determine, okay, if it's valid or not. Okay, he needs to work with legal professionals to verify the authenticity of the will. All right. If he has any doubt about the thumbprints mean it's only unique to one human being. So anybody can do thumbprint. It's not true. It's only unique to one human being. Okay. So that they can go through the proper process to verify that, if it's necessary at all, because this might just be a waste of breath. But it's good that we're learning lessons through this, right? So they need to verify. Number 3, if you really suspect a foul play, which is what the main point is. Shout out to Dotun and Verydarkman. The main point is that there's a foul play. We all agree to that. In fact, the public has always agreed to that. It's just that a certain sector start to make it about the DNA, right? Sure, if there's a valid reason to ask questions about the DNA, Wumi already said she's ready, as long as they pay for it, because it's not free. The government is not going to pay for it. If there's no criminal case going on, government is not paying for jack shit. Okay. If you really suspect the foul play, number 3, gather your evidence. You will need evidence, so because if you don't have evidence, hey,
We go explain because no evidence.
you will need evidence. You will need evidence, Baba. You need evidence. Anything else you do outside of having evidence, you're just dragging your family in the mud, and trolls will support you, and they're not going to help you. They're going to make it worse for you. All right. So if you have what are evidence? Well, you could have witnesses, testimonies, surveillance cameras. Sounds like they don't have any of that. They disconnected it. Okay, I'm sorry. You need evidence. Okay, and any other relevant information. And number 4, if you really consider this to be an issue, you need to report this to the authorities, not the media. Okay. The media are in the business of gathering your voice from time to time to get some more views. I am in the same type of business. This is what we do. Report to the authorities if you want to make anything out of it. If your buyer says there's no will, and you still have to go through the same process, you report to the authorities that these people are saying there's a will. That will is not valid. It needs to be verified. Those are the people you report to. Number 5. The probate court. There's a probate process. Okay, yes, in Nigeria too, there's a probate process, right? And again, like I said, legal representations can help you through that kind of process to help you navigate what that looks like. It's not a probate process when there's questions about will or the validity of a will, no babies. It's not stuff that you use common sense for. Listen, if it was as good as common sense, you don't need lawyers then, right? You can use common sense to determine that. A 26 years old, common sense. A 26-year-old cannot sign a will. So it must mean, no, it doesn't mean jack shit. It needs to go through the probate process. All right? The probate is the only thing that can ensure anything that looks like fair distribution of the assets, if there's any. Okay, especially that things happened in Lekki, between the Korodu and Lekki. That's the Western world, though. Don't let anybody deceive you. Okay, it's kind of not, but it is. It's close enough. Just letting you know, the Western world is paying attention. Okay, all right. Last but not least, okay, it's clear that there's some disputes within that family. Mediation is necessary. Baba is personally involved emotionally in this matter because he's lost his son, so there might be some kind of need for mediation, between the family, something that involves neutral third party that can help them, show them what leverage they actually have and how to negotiate and come to a peaceful place. Those are the steps that this Baba can take. Anything outside of this, you're just creating content for us. That's all you're doing. You're creating content for us. And creating content for us is not free. It's going to cost your family a lot. It can potentially cost your family a lot. Okay? Your son, your grandson in the future, if you care at all. It doesn't sound like he cares about his grandson, but, that's where we are with that. But let me see what Daddy Freeze had to say about this. Let me see if he said anything that we can take home. Yeah. Let me see.
Responding to trolls more than even talking. So just troll me and collect your rapture and collect your lally and give you your L. Fashion Explorer call. Dora the Explorer ni. I won't weary. Fake account. So here's the matter.
Tell us.
Worried. To be honest, when I heard from Mohbad's dad. From the very beginning, I wasn't too comfortable with Mohbad's dad, and I'll tell you why. Right from the beginning, Mohbad's dad made it look like it was all about the money for him, in my opinion.
Let me fast it forward.
that whole land, you know,
Make it a little faster.
rubbed me off in a very, very bad way. Maybe I was wrong, but that's what it seemed like to me. However,
I fail to understand why Baba Mohbad is bitter
I think it's
about
making sense
placenta
now.
gate. Wahala. I thought he's a pastor. Why believe in
when
such
did
a
26-year-old they do his will?
another angle?
Which kid will get Ferrari? I don't know whether I get wheel.
All right, but Daddy Freeze is missing something here. He say, I don't know whether I get will. That's different from he can't write a will. That's different, right? That's different than being absolutely convinced that there's no such thing. You know, for somebody who was fair, the man, a 26-year-old man who was running for his life, that man is living the life of a 70-year-old man inside his body. He was going through a lot. In a very short period of time, yes. He might have stumbled into something called will. It's very possible. So the comparison of him to an average 26-year-old is just not, you know, it's not mathing.
Me, I think I started thinking about will when I was like 44 or 43. Nobody I don't get small property here and there. But will, yes, it's a wise decision. But how many 23-year-olds, I mean 26-year-olds? Someone said it's been debunked. Who debunked it? Oh, you said I should block Skyface. Skyface, stop, look, I block you.
Debunked. What the management said is not debunking. He could actually be right, you know, but we'll find out. But I think he's accusing the management. I think those are the people that he said they were presenting some kind of will. But if they're now denying that there's no such thing, then, you know, that case is dissolved, basically, right? In that case is dissolved, right? So it's not about will. It's about this anticipation of some kind of properties that's more than usual, you know. And I think he's gonna be disappointed when he finds out that there's not much, you know. I'm talking about Mohbad's father right now.
Where has the management debunked this? Where?
I already read that earlier. Let me fast it forward a little bit more. Make it a little faster.
His last few months.
Shore Beauty School
Okay.
is your path to a successful cosmetology career. For over 40
Drawing strength from his post, but happy, strong, and looking forward to the future. 2 hours did not involve Sam Larry. Argue with me. I want to see your point. I'm only reading messages on YouTube that have super chat, super. Who agrees? Someone said technically they were not physically involved in his spy. Whether it is technically, whether it is not technically. Matosha, no DF. How about the voice note where Sam Larry said all stations settled?
That's not a proof of anything.
I don't know where that voice.
Anyway, there's not much on this Daddy Free stuff, so I'm just gonna leave it alone. Yeah.
ó sori kìdìgbà bíi brazil aṣẹ́wó ó wá sórí láì mi ó sọ̀sọ̀kúsọ jádànù jẹ́ rapture wèrè dànù where you dey rapture dànù kúrò lórí live mi òpó nóòṣì.
That was the day that Daddy Freeze raptured me, just in case you're wondering. I was trolling him on that fateful day and he raptured me. Grandpa is alienating his grandson when for a normal person that would have been who he could focus on to comfort. He's attacking them and then they will want the widow to forgive and forget. Can you imagine, right? Can you imagine her ever forgetting and not using everything she has as leverage to drag him and the whole family woto as we move into the future?
Sorry.
Can you imagine that? I can't imagine it, you know. Stella says, I thought Mohbad was educated. Why thumbprint? I don't actually understand. I'm not really educated on how that works. But if I was doing a will, I would be consulting with legal representation to help me with that. But I do know that anything where there's expressed intentions of what they want can be used as a will. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think particularly conventional endorsement is required. But if he comes up with a question, the court will determine if it's valid or not. Some people record videos, but usually people that record videos also may have a document that kind of back it up. They might have a representation, you know. But again, I don't know how that works, you know. But it makes sense to me that it's probably not just limited to, you know, all of it are questionable. Even signature, sealed, all of that can still be questioned. Every single one of those. You can seal it, thumbprint it with a video, and they still question it. All of that can be questioned. So that's why they go through the probate process. Okay. The rest should do GoFundMe and leave the widow alone. The rest should do a GoFundMe and leave the widow alone. I read somewhere that he has 11 children by different women, so he doesn't care about any grandson, just property. Wahala. There are probably enough bloggers making up stories as we go too. Rena, no wonder that you couldn't even spell right. Go back to school. Are you attacking Rena Adi? He can't he can't keep his mouth shut. What? Anyway, we're gonna leave it at that. You know, I think we had a fantastic session. We'll be back here for the Prestige Happy Hour at 5 p.m. New York time, Eastern Standard Time tomorrow again. This is another one in the bag. Okay. Key DNA is a must for all Oloshos. Let me hold on one second. Let's catch some crews before we leave.
Sorry.
Let's catch some crews. I got about 2 minutes. Leave him out, don't block him out. Let's catch some crews. Love it. Ade, did you get with an Olosho? Tell us a little bit more about the Olosho you got with. Tell me about that, Ade. You've been with an Olosho before? Or you still date Oloshos? Because I agree with you. I think a lot of these people in the chat will also agree with you that if you got with an Olosho, you should probably do a DNA. I think a lot of these people will agree with you. But the issue is deeper than the DNA. The issue is actually you had to get with an Olosho. Do you not have regular people that you can get with? Abi, you don't know how to recognize them. Abi, all women look like Olosho to you. Tell us a little bit more. They're asking you questions now. Hey, Jesus. I did come back here. Why are you running? Where's the why are you running soundbite? Who's going to send it to me? Don't run, no. Keeper say, was that your mom's experience? Tell us about no, don't. Let's not call his mom into it. Let's talk about the Oloshos he's getting with. This is interesting. DNA is a must for all Olosho. That sentence is structured like it's some kind of profound statement, and I agree with it, but it's not really a profound statement. If an Olosho comes to you and say they are pregnant for you, you probably should ask for a DNA test, and I think Olosho will be fine with it because Olosho knows she's an Olosho, right? Let me see. Ade says Wumi is the Olosho here, as Mohbad called her Transformer. Did Mohbad name Wumi as Transformer in a song as Olosho? Did he do that? Was Wumi named in the song Transformer as Olosho? No, educate me. I'm just looking to learn here. Educate me, I beg. We got like 2 minutes. Did he name her as Olosho? There's something you should know here. Mohbad was a troubled young man, just in case you didn't know. He was a man who was for the streets, which is precisely what Oloshos are for. They're for the streets. Okay? And if he attracted a person who was for the streets, street people, they got with each other, it is what it is. And still remains the fact that if he did not ask for DNA when he was alive, and you're asking for DNA for his child after he's gone, are you noticing that it's not really about Mohbad? It's no longer about Mohbad, because Mohbad has passed on, made a massive impact. He will never be forgotten, regardless of if he's for the streets or not. Imagine me shaming Mohbad for being for the street, and that's all I want to focus on, and forget all the beautiful music and the work of heart that he left for us, that all of us are still jamming to. Some of us were jamming to it before he left. We didn't know him, but we got to know him because of the terrible news of his passing. But that work is still massive, right? And by the very nature of God that we are, we focus on what we love about him and not the negatives, right? But if Mohbad got with somebody who was for the streets, what does that tell you about who Mohbad was? If that was actually true. A question. Yes, he did call her a transformer. Did he name her? Did he name Wumi in the song? Did he name her? Some of you know the songs more than me. My wife knows the songs more than I do. So, did he name her? That's what I'm asking, though. Tell us. This is an interesting one here. Let me see. Abi was speculating he's talking about his present girlfriend. Wait, he be this one like this. Let me come to the chat. Ade is Papa Mohbad's gullible supporter, another conspirator. Is that true, Ade? Ade, the first thing you said when you came in this chat. Let me go back up here. That you couldn't spell right, go back to school. That's the first thing you said, I noticed. Okay, so Ade said he did call her a transformer. Did y'all see Wumi on the bed with Naira Marley? Were they smashing? I also saw Baba Mohbad on the bed with Naira Marley. What's the point? What's the point, Ade? Like I said, they were both for the streets. They were both hanging out at Tikorodu on the night of that fateful day, unfortunately. A day after accusing Rena of bad spelling. What kind of English is he did call... No, don't do Ade like that. But I think Ade brought it on himself. Were you learning through the window at school? What is going on, Ade? This is a good question, though. You did accuse Rena of bad spelling. What is going on here? If he did ask for DNA, we wouldn't know. Yeah, we wouldn't know. It's just as good as it didn't ask her for DNA. If you understand how life works, you know what I mean? Like, if he didn't ask her for DNA, it's just as good as no evidence. You know what I'm saying? Ade, you know what I'm saying. I don't pretend like you don't know what I'm saying right now.
We go explain, because no evidence.
Cause the evidence. Do you have evidence of this Olosho behaviors? Abi, all you have is Wumi was on the bed with Naira Marley, hanging out on the bed, just like Baba Mohbad. We saw a video. I don't know what he was doing. It was next in the bed with Naira Marley as well. But we assumed that he was begging, please accept this boy back into your camp. We assumed. We actually don't know what he was saying. We don't know if he was saying, let me get in this bed and do some, you know what I mean? We don't know what we don't know, right, Ade? Talk to me. I got 1 more minute. 1 more minute. But this is a good question right here. Were you learning through the window at school? Just like your own question to Rena was. It wasn't a question, it was an accusation. Okay. All right. We're just going to leave Ade alone. Don't block him, I beg. Ade, please keep coming back. Let's dissect issues. We need a lot of patience when we're dissecting these issues. You can't be accusing people of emotionalism, and you're doing exactly that. I will call it out here, you know. First of all, we're all emotional beings. But if I catch you calling other people emotional and you're being emotional, I will call you out. Okay. Lizzie O said he referred to Wumi as transformer, but yet married her and did a Nemi ceremony their child few months before he passed. Exactly. So you're saying they exchanged the baby in the hospital, nurses don't collect. Voila. So they should also test Wumi's DNA. See, they should also test this story is going to get deeper and deeper. They stole the original baby in the labor ward. Wala. Let me see. I missed this one. Sorry. I just said if he did but the kid don't look anything like Mohbad or Wumi. So is this the proof that she's an Olosho? Because like Lizzie is saying, Lizzie, they could have exchanged the baby at the hospital. Are you aware that happens too? Well, that happens, yes. I don't have to wait for your answer. That happens, right? So did you conclude just because the baby doesn't look like Mohbad that baby is also Wumi's child? Maybe it's not Wumi's child. Abi, you were there when she was breast milking. Or breast milk has to do with it's only the DNA. Which one? Science. Science took my media. Science is incomplete. Science no get evidence. Hey, voila. So when my mom had my little brother, dude was so light skinned like some of my maternal relatives. That happens a lot. It could be looking like the grandparents or great grandparents. Sometimes those genes will show up 4 generations later. That doesn't mean you should not do DNA. If you got with an Olosho, if you are getting with Olosho, make sure you do DNA. That's note to self. Okay, I agree with you. Okay, but you have no evidence that Wumi is an Olosho. A nurse was like, both parents are dark. How comes? When this dude turned 5, he was my dad's spitting image. Have you seen Tumi? Okay, Tumi was not light skinned, but he wasn't as dark as he is. He's getting as dark as his daddy now, as we speak in real time. Anyway, Mohbad loved that girl. There's a way her face lights up when he talks about her. We shall see. We shall see where all this ends. We shall see. But no, that Babashu, he's not. Somebody called him a patriarch. I'm like, Jesus Christ. God have mercy. Anyway, we shall see how it goes. We'll just keep watching the story. But it's now, we're at the top of the hour. I'm going to call it a day. Do me a favor. On your way out, hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications. Right now, also, you can go download all of my books. They are free. All 5 of them. Just go to manofprestige.com. Okay. Also, consider actually being a verified purchaser on Amazon and audible.com. And leaving us a honest review. It doesn't matter, just leave us a honest review, whatever your heart says. And I think Chinya was telling me that she already left. She told me last minute as I was leaving the show the other day that she left a review. Tifa, I need that turned off. Tifa, I need that turned. All right, you guys heard that, right? Always trying to test me, Jesus. But let me read. Let me see. I think. Yep, I found Chinye's comment. I'm gonna read it. Chinye left us a review on Audible. Chinye said, "Direction the book takes you. Amazing. When you read the title of this book, we'll be talking about a whole bunch of red flags." When you read the title of this book, you would think the book would be talking about a whole bunch of red flags. However, it is a thought-provoking, insightful book that teaches you about green flags to look out for to help one make better decisions about their relationship. I highly recommend this for anyone looking for ways to improve themselves in a relationship and make better relationship decisions. Thank you so much, Chinye, for that. Natu's review here says, this book is one of the most informative relationship book I've read in a minute. Everyone desiring a healthy relationship and marriage should get this book. It breaks down why marriages and relationships fail and above all, focused more the benefits and positive vibe. It was positive energy going through the 200 plus pages. Make sure you listen or read it more than once. Thank me later. What they're talking about is our newest book, which is Number One Red Flag. This one right here. And just go to manofprestige.com. And oh, D-Love said I left a review too. Let me go find out. Let me go. You left it on Amazon, right? Let me see if I can find it. Let's see. Because sometimes it takes a minute before it shows up on there. I do see the rating. Let's see. Where's the review? Let me see. Okay. Oh, D-Love. She said, what an easy read. This book is hard to put down once you start reading it. I would definitely recommend. Thank you so much, ladies. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Yes, go check the book out. It's called Number One Red Flag. Okay. It's everywhere, but you could just go to Man of Prestige. You'll see links to every other type, like the Audible audio version, Kindle, paperback, hardcover like this. I personally prefer hardcover like this just to see, but I prefer audio books just to listen. Okay, but I also recommend that people read as they actually read the text as they are listening to it, because it helps you store it in more places in your brain, you know. So that's all I have for you today. Hopefully you've been enlightened. Like I said, hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications. I will see you on the next one. Peace.
It's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.